All right. I think we are officially live here on this Monday morning. It is July 26th. And today is going to be our Monday mindset. And, we're at our normal location today. I think a week ago or maybe a couple weeks ago, I was in a hotel, but I'm home. We did do a little beach volleyball over the weekend, but it was a 1 day tournament, and we were able to just spend one night and come back the day of the tournament. So anyway, we are here and it is Monday. We are going to do our Monday mindset. I am going to get this thing rocking and rolling so we can get our week kicked off on a positive note and also something to think about. So this way here, we can start the week off on the right foot, and we can build momentum going through the week, and not just the week, but we're going to go through couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going and we're going to keep pushing. All right. And so today's topic that we are going to be talking about, or our Monday mindset, the thing I wanted to share with you, because that's what these Monday mindsets are, is really making up your mind to go for it. Just make up your mind and go for it. So many times we find ourselves in this what if, or should I don't know. Do I want to? I don't know. Right? We get into that place where we're undecided and we just don't go for it. We want to get more information. We want to get more facts. We want to all of this stuff. And we'll talk about that and why that might be happening to you. But then we have to figure out, like, what are we going to actually do? Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. And before I do, I just want to make sure that my audio and everything is coming through. Okay, I always like to do a double check. If you guys that are here live can give me a thumbs up or give me a yes, I can hear and see you okay, because I rehooked up my microphone in my video, and I just want to make sure that we're good to go. What's up, Troy? Good to see you, man. You and I were conversing yesterday, so hopefully I answered your questions, brother. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good morning, Scooby Life. Karen, what is up? Beautiful day there. Well, that's awesome. I am so glad. The sun is out here too, so it's a beautiful day here as well. So cool. All right, let's get rocking and rolling so we can kick off this Monday and you guys can get on with your day. All right, so here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to another Monday mindset. Feels like I'm yelling this morning because I'm so fired up. I don't know why. It's funny when I'm doing these, I'm in my office, right? If you're listening to this, you don't realize I'm in my office, but I'm in my office. And a lot of times my family, who is here at the time, like, so my son isn't here right now, but when he is here, he'll be like, Dad, I can hear you out in the garage. You're awful loud. I'm like, when I get on, I get another level of energy because I'm connecting with people. And it's just weird. Like, I need to have that energy in order to even do this, whether I had one person or 1,000 people. Kind of come with the same amount of energy. So anyway, random thought there, or I just wanted to share with you. So anyway, so today we're going to be talking really about how to make up your mind and go for it. I don't know about you, but a lot of times, well, when we're buying something, especially, we're going back and forth, the pros, the cons, do I really need it, and all of that stuff. And that's fine. I understand that. If you're purchasing something, I forget who said this, but you should probably not buy it when you think about it right away and maybe sit on it a day or two and see if it's something that you still really want. That was a little trick someone had shared with me. I forget where they heard it from. But we're talking about a bigger purchase or something, right? But what I'm talking about is, like, we're talking about our time. Okay, now I'm not saying our time isn't worth something, because it is. It's all we have, right? Like right now, I'm recording this, you're listening to this. We're never going to get those minutes back, right? We're never going to get those minutes back. So I understand time is the most valuable asset, the most valuable thing that we have, and we preserve that, right? Because every day we're getting a little bit older. By the way, I'm going to be getting a little bit older this month, depending on when you're listening to this. July 30th is my birthday, and I will be 49 years old. It's actually hard to even say that because I can't believe that I'm going to be 49. Just crazy. But anyway, moving on. Let's not get down that path. But I feel good. That's the big thing, right? But the thing is like we're always like thinking, is this the right thing to do? It could be as small as is this the right blog post to write? Right? Maybe you've already made the decision to start creating content for your website to start getting ranked on Google, but then you get into this keyword research kind of vortex or this rabbit hole where you just like you keep going and going and going. I think it's a good one, but I think there might be a better one. I think there's a good one, but I think there might be a better one. We need to decide a little bit quicker on that stuff. Now, I'm not saying on big decisions. Like I said, there's some big decisions that we got to think a little bit more on. But even at that, sometimes we just got to pull the trigger because you could spend weeks or months researching something, wasting a whole bunch of time. And really, you're just putting it off because you're scared or you don't want to make a mistake, right? So we have to get that stuff out of our way. Mentally, we have to get that out of our way. And so the example I'm sharing right now, we're actually going to be doing this thing called niche properties. And I came up with this idea because, and I've been talking a little bit more about it. I came up with this idea with a good friend of mine, Ryan Lee, who I was explaining what I was doing, and I was doing it privately, but I was also sharing it inside of our academy of building these little niche properties. And he actually came up with properties. We should call it with something properties. And I said, well, we should call it niches because it's smaller. It's not these big sites because people think of like a brand. They think big, all of this. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I love to do. Like whether I was podcasting or YouTubing or publishing content on Brand Creators, doesn't matter. I would still be building these, these little properties. Okay. Because I look at these properties as real estate. Okay. Now I've already talked about that. I'm not going to go into that, but the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I had to make the decision to publicly come out there and say, I'm going to create something called niche properties, right? I went back and forth with him, back and forth on different name ideas, on different concepts. Like, how do I position this to where people understand it? Because it's not easy to just wrap that around like a topic and have people understand it. Okay. It's different than building a brand, right? Because people look at brands like a personal brand or a brand that's bigger, and they're not looking at these and the purpose of these. So I was kind of on the fence a little bit, but I was going back and forth for about, I'd say with him about 2 or 3 days, going through really like names and concepts. Then Chris Schaefer went back and forth with him a couple of days. And then I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to write an email and I'm going to see what the response is like. And right now the response has been awesome. All right. And all I said was, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And I explained the concept, right? But I did it. But I was a little on the fence of doing it. But I did it. I went for it. Stop thinking about it so much and do it, right? Make up your mind and do it. And here's the deal. If I did it and it didn't work or it didn't get the response, what was I out? Nothing really. Nothing at all. And I'll move on. Okay. But the problem is, on something like that is we don't want to put ourselves out there. So if you're thinking to yourself like, Scott, I really love this concept of building a niche property, but I don't think I have the time, or I don't know if that's the thing for me because I have to be an expert, which by the way, I just answered that question in my email this morning. Someone had said, Scott, I'd love to do this, but I'm not an expert. I'm like, you don't have to be an expert, right? There's 2 sites, niche properties that we're building right now that I'm not the expert in. I just find the information. I find writers that can find the information. They're like a reporter and then they publish on it. Okay. But so those are questions that people are asking themselves. Like I said, this could be already something that you're working on. So if it's in your business right now, or maybe you're building out a niche property right now and you're thinking to yourself, you're in that content creation. So you're in the keyword research and now you just keep trying to find the best keyword. There's something that I just came up with. I came up with it a couple of days ago and I came up with it internally. Okay. So right now, some of you know, I've got my father, who's my VA. He's the guy that's doing a lot of my content management, right? He's kind of taking care of my writers and then he's bringing the content into the property and then making sure that it is optimized and all of that stuff. Right. So So I have, him doing that part. Okay. But I said to him the other day, I said, we're starting a brand new site. And I said, we're going to do a content blitz. And I'm like, wow, I love that. All right. We're going to do a niche blitz. Right. And what I mean by that is we are going to publish anywhere between 20 and 30 pieces of content as quickly as we possibly can. Now, I can't be sitting there thinking about every single post. How many searches does it get? What's the competitiveness on it? How many backlinks do other sites have? Now, I'm going to do a little bit of that research, but pretty much I'm going to say, listen, I don't care if Uber suggests or Google says it only has 0 searches. I know this from experience, by the way. That doesn't mean that it's getting 0 searches. Okay. I've got proof of this. We actually did a 7-day content creation challenge, and Chris Schaefer, we picked a random post to publish on, a keyword, published on it. The Uber suggests that I think it got like maybe 20, maybe 30. We ranked for it very quickly too, by the way. I think we were on page 1 within like 3 weeks, which doesn't usually happen. And that post has now gotten us in just July, okay, which isn't even fully over depending on when you're listening to this. So 30 days has gotten like 550, 575 people to the site from that piece of content. Okay. But if we got into we're going to spend a month planning out and finding all of our content, making sure that everything is perfect, making sure that we know that we've got a chance to rank for that. If we did that, we would be so much slower. We might not ever get anything done. So what we need to do is make up our mind and go for it. So here's the deal. If you are in that place of, you're trying to decide, give yourself a certain time frame. When are you going to make the decision? And then after you make that decision, own up to it. Either leave the thing that you said, I'm not going to do it, or go all in on the thing that you said that you were going to do, and then just go for it. Okay. So if this week you're planning out your week and there's some things that are distracting you because they're either shiny objects or something that you think you want to do because other people have done it and it's worked, but you got to be working over here, just work over here. Right. Or if it is something that you think is a great opportunity and you're going to focus on that because you've got some time freed up for that thing, then go for it. But you got to make that decision. You got to put the blinders on, and you just got to do it. All right. I know that my English teacher right now is saying, Scott, you can't say gotta. But who cares? Right. And, the thing is I've been podcasting now for over 5 years, been writing. And let me just tell you something. If I can do it, you can do it. You can publish content. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I'm not saying that in your posts and stuff, you're going to use that kind of slang and stuff, but you might have some mistakes, right? But they have these apps out now, Grammarly. It helps you write. You never had that stuff before. I mean, heck, Google even helps you out. So really, right now, the message for you, from me today, depending on when you're listening to this, if it's on a Monday, because this is a Monday mindset, okay, think about it. Whatever it is that you're kind of on the fence with, or that you're kind of going back and forth with, just make up your mind and go for it. Okay. And if you do that, you're going to feel free, because now you're like, okay, distractions to the side, focus on that thing. And I'm telling you right now, you'll feel better, and you'll feel even better at the end of the week because you're going to get more done. And then you're going to be like, that feels really good. I'm glad I got more done. The other side of it is, if you sit here and think about it all week and all of the things that you want to do, and you're not sure if you should do it, and you what are you going to feel like at the end of the week there? Like you didn't get as much done. And then you're going to feel, I really wasn't that productive. That feels bad. Boo. We don't want to feel bad. We want to feel good. So make sure that you don't spend so much time thinking about it. Just go and do it. All right. So that's your Monday mindset. If you want to hang out with me on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on a coffee talk, that's where I'm publishing this right now, but you're listening to it on the podcast, maybe head on over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com. Usually we hang out there, we talk. And I say usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it's usually in the same location in my office, unless I'm traveling, which I have been quite a bit for my daughter and her beach volleyball, which is what I do this for. This is why I build these niche properties, and I build these different assets in my life and in my businesses that allow me the flexibility. That's what it's all about, and being able to show up and hang out with you. So if you want to hang out with me, head on over there and do that. And until next time, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Cut. All right, guys, that a wrap on that. All right. So that is my little Monday mindset for you guys. We are kind of off the recording right now, but is there anything, do you guys ever feel like you're in that space of like, you're just kind of doing either the research or you're not sure if it's the right thing? Just drop it in the comments, whether you're on here live or not. Just drop it in the comments. Let me know. Love to hear from you. But that is your Monday mindset, is we got to make that decision and just kind of go for it. Okay. Go for it. And then once you do make that decision, then you have to own it. Then you have to stick to it. Okay. Stick to it. And if it means coming back here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to get that little reminder, go ahead and do that too. All right. So Wednesday, we'll be back here, like I said, on our coffee talk. We are going to be talking more about this whole concept of niche properties. That's what we're focusing on. We've been focusing on that a lot in the academy, but it's a little bit different as far as if you don't want to be the face, if you don't want to build a big brand, if you are just trying to build online real estate that can bring in recurring revenue and passively for the most part, then a niche property might be something you'd be interested in. Okay. And it does follow a lot of the same principles and the frameworks that we've taught before. But if all we want to do is create a niche property that brings in traffic, and then we monetize that traffic with ad networks like Mediavine, Ezoic, AdThrive, and then Amazon affiliate stuff, we can pretty much make that and create that site so it runs without us. So notice how I didn't even say add an email list to that. Now, if you want to build that out a little bit further, which we've done in the two that we're building right now, but the third one that we're building right now, we're not going to be building that email list right away. And so it will depend, right? But that is a way to amplify the content. I'm a big fan of that. But also then we can kind of sprinkle in some other things to amplify. But if you are looking to build a niche property so you can be hands-off like a rental property, and you can basically even have a management company do the work for you like a rental you would as well. I mean, you got to look at it a little bit, but you wouldn't have to go there and, do the toilet. You wouldn't have to, if there was something wrong with the air conditioning, you wouldn't have to deal with any of that stuff. So that's niche properties. That's what we're going to be talking about. There is going to be a workshop. It is going to be a paid workshop, meaning that you will have to invest a little bit, but it won't be one of these, $500 or $1,000 courses, or, some of them out there I've seen people are even charging $2,000, $3,000. It won't be any of that stuff. It will be super affordable. And I'm going to be working on a pretty cool little bonus, which is going to give you direct access to myself and Chris Schaefer for up to 2 months. So stay tuned for that. All right. And if you're interested in joining me, you would just have to let me know in the comments here and just say interested. And then the other thing I can do is I can drop a link to our wait list, which is going to be people that are interested. And we're going to be inviting them to this niche properties workshop, which is something that we've never taught before. It's gonna be brand new. I'm super excited about it. And it really comes full circle for me because, well, I came from the construction world. I do have an Airbnb, a rental property. I've had single family homes. I've flipped homes. I've done all of that stuff. And it takes a lot of money to do that. And there's a lot of risk. With niche properties, less risk, easier to do. And once you get that thing running, it almost runs without you. If you have the systems in place, which we'll be talking about on the niche properties workshop. So if you're interested in that, definitely drop down in the comments. Let me know. And let's see here. Oh, just a couple things here. I love the concept of niche properties. Yeah, I love how it came out because I wasn't sure how to explain it, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Okay. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. The Scooby Life. Scott, your gift is simplifying and breaking things into steps. I've finally been able to understand exactly what I need to do because of your channel, courses, and BCA. Thank you. Wow. I appreciate that. And you know what? You just made my day. So thank you for that. And that's something else I just want to, this is random. This is totally random. When you say something to someone okay, Scooby Life just did, right? And that makes you feel good. And you're like, cool, I want to keep doing this. Do something like that for someone else. And it could be for your, hostess at the restaurant. If that hostess is really good, right? And they have a smile and they're just bubbly and you might think it, but you don't say it to them usually, right? Say it to them. My wife's good at doing that. She'll say something randomly to someone, say, you are really, really good for what you do here. Like, they are really lucky to have you. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much. And it makes their day. Now, you might be thinking this a lot, like, man, that girl's really good at that, or that guy's really good at that, but you never really tell them that. And when you tell them that, it makes you feel good, it makes them feel good. And then they go on the rest of their day being like, that felt really good. And then they do a little bit of a better job even sometimes. So really important that we do that. And we really recognize the goodness of other people. And it'll make their day. It'll make you feel good as well. All right. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And Salama wants to know Wednesday's topic. I don't have it yet, but I will have one. And I'll let you know. I will post it. I'm going to go through and start looking at some of the questions that came in on the niche properties, stuff that I've been talking about. So it'll be something like that around the niche properties, probably around content, probably around the monetization things. But I might even bring up something along the lines of like what we've been experienced for growth after a certain amount of time. Because a lot of times people think this is an overnight thing. It's not. You have to kind of plant the seeds, and then you start to see those seeds grow. Some grow, some don't. But there will be probably something on that. If you have a question you want me to cover Wednesday, Friday, drop it in there, or a topic idea or something you want me to elaborate on, let me know. But that will be Wednesday. We'll be talking about that stuff. All right. So it'll be around niche properties, I'm sure. And the cool thing is this niche properties thing, you can still take this whole concept and build out a bigger brand if you want to. If you want to be the face, it follows the same principles in a sense. The difference is if you do not want to be the person, or if you do not want to build it at this, this larger scale, and you just want to get it to $1,000 a month passively, you can do that. Okay. That's the option. So, but guys, I will be back here Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Let your friends know, let your family know if they want to hang out with us and just, talking about, really building out a lifestyle business that supports our life to give us freedom, flexibility to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy. All right. That's what it's all about for me. So guys, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day, and I will see you soon. Take care, guys.